little bit ago, I had a chance to visit with Valley News Live Washington, D.C. Bureau Chief Jacqueline Palacastro. She is on the ground at Hofstra right now. We talked about what to expect tonight and just how intense it is on the ground right now at Hofstra. Jacqueline, thanks so much for joining us. You're there at Hofstra. I got to know, what's the vibe? I mean, can you feel the tension, the weight of this event tonight?
I've never felt more tension in a room like tonight, for sure. Chris, people are calling this the greatest political show on earth. I mean, think about that. There could be 100 million viewers watching this debate tonight. If the candidates aren't nervous, then there's a problem. But there's just so much energy here. I talked to the Commission on Presidential Debates. They say there's more media interest in this debate than ever, especially from the international press. There's certainly a buzz here in the media room.
You know, and you bring up a great point. I'm curious because Hillary Clinton, obviously not a rookie at this. Donald Trump been in TV for quite some time. It'll be interesting to see if there is actually jitters from them. And let's talk about strategy tonight. And let's start with Hillary Clinton. For Hillary Clinton to come out victorious tonight, she needs to do what, in your opinion?
Well, she needs to channel the fact that Donald Trump is not a conventional candidate, and he's standing up there on the presidential debate stage, maybe one of the most conventional kind of things you can do. So she needs to hit him where it hurts, which is the area where he might not really have a lot of strong policy ideas, not a lot of backup to what he's saying, and I think that she's going to go after him in that way.
Do you think she tries to almost poke the bear? Because I'll be honest with you, when I saw her move with the gentleman from the Mavericks, I can't remember his name right now, but the billionaire guy, when she said, okay, we're going to put him down in the front row, and then Trump came back going, oh, we're going to have Jennifer Flowers in the front row. It seemed almost like a setup, a trap, and Trump fell into it. Do you agree with that or no?
Well, it's one strategy she can definitely use, poke the bear, right? We saw that go down. It's kind of one of those things that everyone's watching going, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening at this point in a presidential debate. So we're going to have to watch to see if any of that happens on stage tonight.
And as you're talking to people there at Hofstra, and I'm sure the two different camps, what Donald Trump do you think we're going to see tonight? Is it going to be sort of the affable, nicer Donald Trump? Or are we going to see someone that's going to go after and actually attack Hillary Clinton?
I think, Chris, the most difficult thing here is that nobody knows. I've talked to so many people who have different opinions about what they'd like to see from Donald Trump, but the reason that there's so much excitement surrounding this is because we don't know which Trump he's going to bring tonight. We've seen him sort of restrained at times on the campaign trail, but we haven't seen that for an extended period of time, so we don't really know what the Donald Trump debating on the stage is going to look like one-on-one with Hillary Clinton, and there really is so much anticipation to find out who he's going to be tonight.
Let me ask you this, because so many people on the left are calling him obviously a xenophobe, a racist, a misogynist, you know, all those type of names. My question for you is, I think he's got to walk a fine line tonight, and that is, how does he attack Hillary Clinton, but also do it in a way so he doesn't come across as a misogynist? Any thoughts on that?
Well, he said a lot of things that make it easy for people to call him certain names, and I think that Hillary Clinton is probably going to try to use some of those things against him. Comments he's made about Muslims, about Mexicans, about black voters. And he's got to figure out how to dodge those kinds of things or how to hit back hard. And, you know, I think that Donald Trump is the kind of person that many of his supporters love, and they might love him when he says some of those things. But then there are going to be other people who love to hate him when he says those things. And I think that fine line you're talking about, Chris, is one that's very difficult to walk. But we see time and time again that when Donald Trump speaks differently than maybe other presidential contenders have before, he doesn't really get hurt by it. So he's going to have to figure out if it's worth making certain comments tonight, if it's worth being extra bolsterous, if maybe that's what keeps him with those poll numbers. We really don't know.
Jacqueline, maybe the most important question here tonight, and I tell you what, I know I'm going to have my popcorn tonight watching this thing. There's so much anticipation of this event, but at the end of the day, come November 8th, is tonight even going to matter in the minds of the voters?
That's such an interesting question, because we've seen post-debate bumps before, but we don't really know how well they stick. I think what's important here is that, yes, a lot of people are going to be watching. This is going to set the tone for the next few weeks in the debate, but there's going to be 2 more presidential debates. So if somebody comes out bruised tonight, they're going to have a chance to make up for it, either candidate. And I think that a lot can happen between now and Election Day. We say that every 4 years, but it is so true that you really can't get into the minds of voters until maybe the very last minute. There might be those lasting things that they see right before they go to the polls. And I have talked to so many people this election that are undecided. So I think that these last few weeks are going to matter. It's possible somebody gets a quick bump from this, but they're going to have to do it 2 more times, and we're going to be waiting to see each time. And there's going to be excitement, maybe not as big as this, but more excitement leading up to each of these debates, I think.
Bottom line, it is going to be a great show. As you mentioned, the greatest show on earth maybe tonight. Jacqueline Castro, Valley News Live, Washington, D.C. Bureau Chief. As always, great work, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
That is her from Hofstra University, getting ready for the big debate coming up here just over an hour.